Hey everybody, my name is Ray Preston. I'm the head of sales here with Flippa.com. I'm joined by Fareed Malays. Welcome, Fareed. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. I'm really looking forward to this.
Awesome. We're thrilled to have you here. We're gonna chat, briefly about just a really incredible e-commerce business that you've built. We're gonna keep the business name confidential right now for those folks that are interested in learning a little bit more about the business. They can click on the link that's included down below and look at getting that NDA signed. But Fareed, again, thanks for joining us here today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the business and a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So a little about me. 22 years old, so younger guy, but I've always knew that business was something I'm super interested in. I just like the freedom that it allows you, and I really like building something from the ground up and being hands-on and seeing it to completion or fruition. I started the business not too long ago, and I started it because I've been in the industry for a while, and it's a massive trillion-dollar industry with crazy growth potential. But within that industry, I saw a very underserved segment or sub-market, I guess, for lack of a better term, that wasn't really having their problems addressed or their questions answered. And I knew how to easily address those issues. So I felt I had a crazy first mover advantage. So I decided to pounce on that. And that's why the business is where it is today. And we still have that first mover advantage. And we've been very fortunate to have a super intimate relationship with our customers because, again, we just really understand exactly what they need.
That's awesome. And you mentioned this is a relatively new business. How old is the business currently? When did it start?
So it started February 11th of 2020, and since day one, we've been net positive. So our unit economics are fantastic. We don't lose money on any acquisition, and that's again true since day one.
That's phenomenal from start to the future acquisition that no doubt is going to be happening here soon on Flippa. Um, how did you and how do you currently drive customers to the site? Is it a combination of paid, organic? How are you getting people across the line?
It's a good question. So paid is definitely a massive driver, especially for the launch. Paid has been super powerful for us. We've been able to achieve crazy ROAS there as well. We've had months where we did, 9x ROAS, just single platform, not even looking at blended ROAS, which is usually higher. And we were doing 9x at thousands and thousands and thousands of purchases each month. We're still pretty high in terms of ROAS, even after the iOS 14 disruptions. We're still going very strong. But aside from paid, we also have a lot of organic. We have a lot of organic that comes from reposts on social media. So because our audience is extremely passionate about us and we have that great product market fit, we have people doing YouTube videos about us. We have people making TikToks about us, and that's all absolutely free. There's not a penny spent there on our end. So that's been a massive driver as well. We also do a lot of PPC for the traffic and essentially just for the traffic that's generated from the organic side of things, the organic reposts, the organic shout outs, and so on and so forth. And that's netted us a couple $1 million in revenue in just, the past year and a half. So
Absolutely phenomenal. Looking at this listing, as I've been kind of watching it from the beginning, what are your typical margins that you're seeing? You're doing great revenue. What's the margin look like?
margins are just under 40%. So I think right now it's sitting at
Awesome.
37
Yeah.
because we did see a small dip just recently due to increased shipping costs, but we just renegotiated our rates. So margins are going to go back up. We renegotiated our pricing for products significantly. So that should drop almost 50%, I think, more than 50% for some products actually. So that's going to help as well. But on certain months where there's just a crazy demand or some of our better months, we've seen net at over 50%. So we're walking away with more than half of the revenue as profit.
Really killer. Is there a seasonal aspect to your business? Are you seeing spikes around the holidays, or what does that look like?
Absolutely. So we definitely see a bit of a boost in Q4 as with most people, and definitely a lot of that is concentrated around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. come January, we also see a pretty big boost because in January, a lot of people pull back on paid media, and we take that as an opportunity to just hammer it like crazy. We also see massive revenue and really high net days around social events. So if we have, a historically or socially significant holiday that is specific to the audience we're marketing to, which once you sign the NDA, you'll understand all of this. We see massive revenue days, and it's almost, I'd say 60, 70, sometimes 80% profit because it's majority organic.
That's really, really, really great. Now, obviously, you've put a lot of time and effort into building and growing this business. How much time, like today, how much time, hours a week are you putting into, being a part of this business and continuing to see it grow? Are you doing 5 hours a week, 40 hours a week, 100 hours a week? What's that look like?
It's a great question. So it's pretty hands off. There are a handful of main touch points, I guess you'd call them, for the business. At the top of the business, to keep the bottom half working and, the bottom half necessary, you need acquisition. So for acquisition, on the paid media side, it's pretty simple. We don't have any sort of creative pipeline because we get so many creatives for free from our audience, and they're more than happy to give us the rights to them as well to use them on advertising. For TikTok, for example, we don't pay a penny for our Spark ads either, which are super powerful because we get the rights to those for free as well, just because of how engaged our audience is and how much they support our brand, again, for free, which is super, super awesome. And, I'm very thankful for that. So the paid media side is very simple because creatives are usually the hardest part because the targeting is relatively simple once you have data. So I'd say that takes about, an hour or two every week, maybe 2 weeks. You could leave. We have ad sets that we've left running for over a year and they still perform just as well. And we're not running into creative fatigue whatsoever because they haven't been touched for over a year. Then after acquisition is taken care of, you actually have the operational side of things when it comes to logistics and fulfillment and customer service. Customer service is heavily automated through Gorgeous, which is a help desk similar to Zendesk. It's just catered more towards e-commerce.
Yep.
And I have a customer service representative who goes in there every once in a while, maybe once or twice a day, and just make sure everything's being taken care of properly because automations are only going to handle so much. We don't want to lose the personal aspect of things. But for the most part during the day, she's just on, Instagram or Facebook or wherever we are socially, just doing some sort of community management and community building where the ROI isn't super measurable, but it's still something I'm more than happy to invest into.
Yeah.
And then when it comes
important.
Yeah, it's super important. And it's especially important now. If you look at a lot of the brands that are killing it, they're lifestyle brands and they're very community centric. They're purpose or cause driven. And that's something that's really going to carry them through everything going on with rising ad costs, increased privacy laws, and so on and so forth. But then when it comes down to fulfillment is very simple. We have everything coded so that it hooks up easily to an RF system. We take a $20 scanner and scan everything in so there's no fulfillment or accuracy issues whatsoever. And we just throw everything in a simple custom branded bubble mailer. They're super cool. We get a crazy good feedback around those. Then we have UPS come and pick them up, and that's that. And in terms of the actual people fulfilling, I have a 3PL that I own myself where I work with e-commerce brands to bring down their fulfillment costs and their shipping costs. So I already have that entire workflow built out. So it was essentially free and also very easy for me to get that started.
Fareed, man, you got your ducks in a row here. I like to see the I's dotted and the T's crossed because there's a lot of businesses that struggle to set that up in such a short amount of time like you. Really, really great. Here's a couple questions for you. Really two more questions. Can you share a few opportunities for a potential new owner to come in and continue growing the business? What are some areas where somebody can come in and make impact right away?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I have a whole list of things, just a list that I've made, a list that I've had my team add to as well in our CRM and our project management tool. But right now, we're only on our own website. And we're only on our own website because I just like to own the customer experience. And it's something that I pride myself on. Mm-hmm. It's definitely an ego thing. And it's definitely left a lot of money on the table.
Mhm.
But if I were a new buyer, I would absolutely come in and I'd put this on Amazon where there's a good demand. And I definitely put this on Etsy where the demand is absolutely outrageous. And I'd even look at other third-party channels like Walmart or potentially even eBay. I don't know much about eBay really, but I do see a lot of potential and promise on Etsy, 100%. And I do see a strong market on Amazon as well. And Amazon is a very hands-off channel and it will easily add to the multiple because buyers love having that sort of diversity there. The second thing I do is I would expand internationally. We have a massive for internal orders and we're turning down customers every single week. We've already talked to 3PLs internationally and we
Wow.
understand the process for the most part. The reason I haven't done it and the reason I stick to just selling domestically for now is number one, I want again that entire control over the customer experience. So I haven't found, or I still haven't signed a contract yet, I guess, with a 3PL who I know is going to have a really solid operation that is going to get products out quickly and get them out to the customer's door as soon as possible. And the second thing is I want to make sure I can cake free shipping into my margins because I don't want to charge for shipping. It's again something I just pride my brand on. But these
Yeah.
are all ego things that could be easily turned on and off or worked around. I just haven't really gotten around to doing it. The
Yeah.
third thing I would do is I would expand our marketing channels and diversify more. So because we get so much free traffic and free reposts and shout outs, I could definitely see a program where we exchange product, which costs us essentially nothing, for some sort of collaboration or promotion or shout out on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, absolutely taking off. As a matter of fact, I have an Excel sheet of form submissions, and I have probably over 100 form submissions now um, that I get every month or two of people who want to do this for free. We just haven't reached out to any of them. And of course, I can include that in the sale as well of the business. Um, Now, some other things I would definitely do is talk more with suppliers. We've been using the same supplier since day one,
Yeah.
and they've been charging us a premium. And I've been using them when I was only ordering 50 units at a time, and I still use them when I order 100 units at a time. And I still get the same price. And that's again just a factor of my laziness. I recently renegotiated the rates, and we instantly brought shipping costs, or excuse me, product costs and shipping costs down over 50% for the majority of our items just by going to a new supplier. We're still getting better quality actually because the welds we're getting on the items are significantly stronger, so we don't have to worry about breaks. Um, that's something that I'd recommend the new buyer continue to explore because I just went with the first supplier I found recently, and
Yeah.
there's definitely opportunity to bring that even lower. I'd also look into rebuilding the website because I haven't rebuilt the website either since inception back in 2020. And ever since we started, we've been converting at 2 times the industry standard.
Wow.
So some days we'll even, yeah, we've had days where we got 9% conversion rate and we got a couple hundred orders that day.
Massive.
Whereas the industry standard is like 1.63 and we're getting well above that. Like our average for the past few months is like anywhere from 4.5 to 5%, I'd say, which is pretty crazy if you think of it. I mean, that's every 100 visitors, 5 of them are going to buy from you. And that's just with a really crappy page builder website. If you go in there, you start doing some sort of CRO, which is absolutely free to do. You maybe try things out, rearrange things differently, speed up the site. You can easily see an increase there. And that's going to substantially increase your net margins when your traffic dollars go way, way further.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of opportunity, which is really exciting. Sign me up. I'm signing the NDA. I'm going to be the first one you're chatting with. Last question I have for Reed is always the big question. Why are you selling? You know, what's got you looking to exit? What's next?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I don't really want to sell it. It makes a lot of money, and who doesn't like making money? It makes a lot of money essentially on the closest thing to autopilot. I have a strong passion, maybe not for the products, but I have an extremely strong passion for the audience. I love selling to this, group of people. You know, they're a great demographic to cater to, and there's just so much life and character and culture in this demographic. And I absolutely love being a part of it and being able to sell a product that expresses that for other people.
Yeah.
Now, in all honesty, I'm not, dead set on selling it. I just, kind of want to test the waters. And if it sells, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But, if it does sell, there are a lot of projects that I am working on right now that I just think are a better fit for where I am in life, and things that I'm slightly more passionate about. I'm very passionate about this brand, but with anything, passions tend to die and fizzle out.
Yeah.
And the great thing about life and being an entrepreneur is you can easily pivot and try something else and keep doing that, until you're dead, I guess. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff on my plate right now, and it's stuff that I really, really want to explore. And the more I explore them, which I have been doing a lot recently, the less, or excuse me, the more it takes away from this current business. And I don't want to see this business just stay where it is and kind of plateau and maybe even taper off. I'd much rather see it go into the hands of the right person and explode in growth.
Yeah.
And then also be allowed to blow up the other companies that I'm working to build right now.
Yeah. Fareed, really, really fantastic asset you have here. I appreciate you taking the time with us here at Flippa. And really excited to see, where this listing goes and where your future lies. So thanks again for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.